B.B. King's Thrill Is Gone has got to be the most beautiful blues guitar intro ever. It's just phenomenal. Listen to his control, listen to his articulation, listen to the way he bends notes, listen to his volume dynamics. There's so much there that you need in your playing. Hang out to find out. So now we're going to break it down bit by bit and talk about why it's so magical. Now you really need to listen to it super carefully. Listen to it in a way that you're active listening. In other words, you're trying to think all the time, what's BB doing? What are all these little things? And notice how the volume changes. Notice how his vibrato sounds. Notice how his bends sound. Notice his pick attack. All these little things, really try and pick them out in his playing. So we're just going to start with his first phrase in Thrill Is Gone, which is this. Listen back to it a couple more times and think about what he's doing in terms of volume dynamics. All those notes haven't got the same volume. It's incredibly controlled. So let's go over what he's actually doing and where he's putting those volume dynamics in. So he starts off on the 12th fret of the B string, just playing the root note, and then giving it lots of really controlled vibrato. Then after that, we've got so these first two notes, they're quite loud, and then that one's more subtle, right? And it's almost a little tease. He's bending only a quarter tone, so you want to hit this more softly and just tease that bend up, yeah? And you really need to practice these little things in detail. This is what's going to make the difference. This is what's going to make people listen to your playing and go, man, she's really good, yeah? It's these little things, and the more time you spend on these little things, the better your playing will be. Don't just think, well, I can play it, right? You can't play it until it starts to sound like BB. You've really got to be picky with this sort of stuff, yeah? And there you've got full bend. Stop it at the top. Yeah? So try and get that phrase absolutely down pat. But the first thing you've got to do is listen really hard, right? Because if you can't hear it, you're not going to emulate it. Okay, so let's go on to the next phrase. So the next bit we've got, and we've got another minor third there. Yeah, so that minor third, he bends a quarter tone all the time, as a lot of blues guys do. So he's going from the minor third to the 4, root, minor third, and then back to the root again. So it's all very focused around that root. He keeps coming back home to that root. So after that root, which he goes to and sits on a while, right, he just walks up the, what I call the Chuck Berry lick, and then finishes on that root note before going to the next phrase. And the next phrase is over the 4 chord. Guess what? He hits an E note. So he's bending up the 10th fret. He's kind of thinking position 2 now, right? We were kind of mostly down in position 1 before. He's thinking position 2, but he's not going to bend with his index finger because it's not strong enough. He's going to bend with his 3rd finger and then switch. So you've got more control, and it's all about the control, yeah? So that's that phrase. And then we've got these really cool microtonal bends. Yeah? So he's pretty much bending, this 11th fret is bending up a quarter tone. But it's very subtle. It's almost like he's bending every note, like Yeah, so experiment around with that. But it's very cool. It's got an awful lot of expression there with these little microtonal bends. You know, it's good fun to play around with it, and it really evokes the blues sound. And after that, he's back to the same bend. And it's like the second phrase is an answer to the first one. If you listen how he plays it, he plays this one quite loud. And then quite soft. It's very, very subtle, yeah, and it's very cool. Then in the next bar, we've got another quarter tone bend. Then a ton of vibrato. Again, very controlled. And then you've got, but listen to the way he bends that note. The way he bends it is super cool. Then we've got a little grace note into this 12th fret. Then a quarter tone bend. Then a ton of vibrato, okay? And that's all of it there. So you can see there's so many little tiny nuances in his playing, and that's what makes it really cool. Now then what you want to do is, after you've learnt the solo and you've tried to get it down pat, what you want to do is experiment around with it and try and put some of these ideas in your own playing. So you could think B minor pentatonic. So that's not in the Thrill Is Gone, I'm just making that up, but I'm thinking BB, you know, I'm trying to get that BB vibe going on. I'm just putting lots of love into every note. Yeah, and really thinking about what I'm doing, thinking about that vibrato, getting that vibrato really expressive, thinking about when I'm doing that quarter tone bend. It's almost like it starts slow and then it speeds up. Yeah, it's these little things that you really want to get in your playing. Yeah, play around. So 2 quarter tone bends. Play around with these. You can almost put quarter tone bends in anywhere, really. Because it's like the quarter tone bend pushes the note forward to want to be resolved somewhere else more. So this flat 7, for example, if I go, can you hear that quarter tone bend on the top of it means that it's moving forward. You're creating this forward movement, and a lot of music is about that, creating forward movement to make the listener anticipate what's coming next. So loads of stuff for you to get into there. Don't forget to check me out on my Patreon page. I'll be doing some more BB stuff over there. I'll be doing a solo over there similar to B.B.King's style, and then we'll be having a look at that. Catch you next time.